Good evening, everybody, and welcome to KB Terry's Talk. It's Thursday night. It can only mean one thing. It is the Premier League show. I am Forrest Phil, and tonight we have got an action-packed show. If anybody's been looking at the thumbnail, we can't avoid that one. We're going to have a chat about that tonight. Talking of that said thumbnail, over in the other corner, in the white corner, ready to sling some left hooks and whack me around the face, no doubt, a few times, is Birchie. Birchie, quick question. How's your week gone, kid?
A bit of a surprising one. 2 away wins in a week, same place, It's not what we're used to all last season, so I'll take it to start off. Hopefully you've recovered from it.
We'll see. We'll delve into that as we get into the night, mate. And in the middle, holding us both apart so we're not hitting each other just quite too hard, it's our resident Tottenham Hotspur fan, Spursy Luke. How are we doing, kid?
Mixed. A shocking opening day performance followed by, a new signing actually looking competent. So it is one of them.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Listen, what we've got to remember is last week was game week 1. This week is game week 2. It's early doors, guys. It really is early doors. Teams, they take time. They take, a lot of moving around. The transfer window's not closed yet. There's lots of things to consider. So there's lots and lots and lots of different games to play and look forward to, let's say. Before we get started, we're going to jump on a few of the comments. Kaylee Wilson in tonight, giving a shout out to Lee. Unfortunately, Lee's not on tonight. Kaylee is a very very busy man at work today, and he's decided this evening he would like to put his feet up. But no doubt he will be in the comments, especially when we all start slating Man United as we start going through last week's games. Also, talking about your FPL, Kaylee, remember, tomorrow night is the FPL show with these two, or one of these two, or both of these two. Not quite sure what's happening this week. But on Friday is the FPL show. So make sure that you are tuning in for that, Kaylee, and telling the guys what your FPL team is. Looks like a very good squad that you've got there. Very, very good squad. How is the Beast captain or vice captain for Haaland or Bruno? I'm surprised you've not got rid of those, to be fair, Kaylee. They both bottomed out last week. So very trigger happy maybe on the Oda transfers for that one. And might have known the real Phil Smith straight in tonight with the comments of Leeds. Bigging up the thumbnail that I've set for tonight and wouldn't be wearing that shirt, meaning the shirt I'm currently wearing. Listen, you stick by your team. You stick by them. That's what you do. Every confidence that we will bounce back. And a few more comments from Kaylee Wilson, mainly asking, where is Mr. Bush? So we're going to get straight into this. Now, I've got to do a bit of jigging around with the cameras, so I do apologize very, very quickly, just to fit everything in. But I've fitted in right there. Hopefully you can see that. They are the results from game week 1 and the 10 games that happened last week. You can't see it at the bottom because I've got the banner going across. So let's just drop that one off and we can see the first game was on Friday. It was a great opening match, great opening game. And I don't think, boys, we expected any different, did we? Arsenal 3, Coventry 0.
No, yeah. Looking at Coventry, they didn't. I mean, you look at the other two teams. I mentioned them in a bit. Obviously, Ipswich and the Hull. They actually looked like they come for a fight. Coventry just looked like it wasn't interested. I get they played Arsenal, not an easy game, but it didn't seem to be there. Like they haven't moved on yet from Championship, so we'll see what brings them in the future.
Yeah, what was your thoughts to that game, Spursy?
Yeah, I mean, not ideal in terms of who I saw win that game, but it was to be expected. The thing is, Coventry may have won the Championship. They may have made some big signings, at least for them, but it's one of those, you face the champions, unless they take you very lightly, it's going to end one way.
Yeah, no, absolutely, mate, absolutely. They are the champions. Coventry have come in, and I don't know. A lot of people, have talked about Coventry and feel as though Coventry are going to be one of those teams that are possibly going to stay up this season. It's an unfortunate start to the season for them. Unfortunate game to be involved with. But I think the eventual goal was Arsenal were going to absolutely batter them on that. Then we jumped on to Saturday. And I'm going to open the can of worms, boys. I'm going to open that can of worms. I'm going to listen. If this is the only thing that I get pleasure from tonight, is the fact that I predicted correctly that Hull City would beat Manchester United. Fair enough. I did say 2-1. I thought Man United probably being just a bit nice to Man United to say that they could score a goal. But it ended Hull City 2, Manchester United 0. Now, I looked at the squad. I looked at the Man United starting lineup. Okay. I looked at Hull City's starting lineup. Man United's starting lineup, pretty much every single player there, some form of international player and a solid class player. Hull City, clutching at straws. Really am clutching at straws at some of those players. Yet they destroyed Man United. They really destroyed them. Do you think that is a sign of things to come again for Man United's season? Let's face it, last season they struggled against those lower teams. Do we think that's a thing to come again this season? Go on, Spursy.
Yeah. So United, it could be one of those one-off bad performances. I guess we'll truly find out this week because they do have Ipswich as the other sort of minnow side as such in the division, not named Coventry. So we'll see how they fare, whether they change their tactics. Tielemans looked terrible for one when they've been hyping him up quite a lot. It could be that Carrick just doesn't know how to beat these teams and sets up a certain way against the bigger teams to get results. We'll have to sort of judge it as it goes. I think they'll bounce back. I think they have to bounce back. Otherwise, it's going to be curtains from early doors, and he's going to look like Ollie when he got the job on a permanent.
Yeah. I've got to agree. I mean, they tend to lose a lot to the lower teams, but like I said, they've got Ipswich next, which if that's the path they're going to go down again, not picking up a win in your first two is going to be a bit of trouble for them. But anyone who watched that game, I'm going to say Hull completely deserved it. I mean, Man United were terrible. But the Hull make them look that way because Hull played quite well. So, or is that just Hull's little momentum bringing them up and just had a bit of fire in them? Maybe it just Man United were unlucky to play them at the time. You know what I mean? So we'll see Hull's next game. If they come out with the same fire, the same thing, we might be wrong about Hull's season. They could turn out to be. They could stay up. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, Hull have got Coventry next. Yeah, they've got Coventry away next. This weekend. So I think it's it's probably a fitting game for Hull City to play against Coventry, both coming up from the Championship this season. I think after such big games, big hyped up games, Coventry against Arsenal, Hull City against Man United, I think it will be a nice refresher for them to actually play each other come this weekend. And who knows what's going to happen, but I think the hype was all on Coventry City, but based on what I'm seeing so far, not that good, to be honest. Not good from either of them, really. I mean, Hull City, yeah, like you say, you've got that oomph from that game, but is it enough to take the bounce on the next one? I just don't know. I don't know with Hull. One of that, aren't they? They're one of those teams. A few more comments in. Obviously, the bot's going like mad tonight. The Real Phil Smith, twice in a week. Ole, ole. Heard that's your favourite song. No, my favourite song is Fuck Off Leeds. Right, moving on. Bushy, love the setup. United. Can't really shout unless you're talking about your third favourite teammate, Leeds United. You can't really shout United based on that 2-0. I mean, how did Hull win? I never saw that coming. Yeah, I did. I did. I saw it coming. Weirder things have happened. Then we had a few more games. Obviously, we had Everton versus Crystal Palace. Again, this is one that I got wrong on. I thought Crystal Palace might do what Hull's done and give it a bit of oomph. But yeah, you all were right on this one. Everton, far greater team than Palace. Palace have lost a lot of players. They've lost their manager. Expected Everton Palace.
Yeah, I mean, my prediction were Everton 2-0, so that were exact score for me, which worked out quite nice. I did. We discussed it before, and I think Palace are in trouble this season. I think they're safe on the drop. I don't think they're going to go, but I do see them in trouble this season. I just think Everton's one of them teams at home. I thought it would Everton win. You expect them to do it at home.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I say, you'd expect that from Everton completely. Third Saturday match was another win for a newly promoted team. It was Ipswich Town 2, Sunderland. And they pretty much struggled in that game, Sunderland did. So it's Ipswich Town 2, Sunderland 1. Spursy, did you see the game? Did you see any highlights? What were your thoughts?
I've not caught it, no, but I did have that game going as an Ipswich win. I did have the same as Birchie, by the way, with 2-0 Everton against Palace. It's my only correct score. But yeah, I did have Ipswich winning. I thought it would be a 1-0 cagey game, sneak across the line. It was 2-1, so a little bit more exciting than a plan for. But Sunderland, they got that whole thing where, yes, the Stadium of Light, bit of a fortress, but outside of that, they sort of looked shaky towards the end of last season, and it seems like it's continuing into this one.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What's your thoughts, Birchie?
Yeah, I mean, we discussed Sunderland last week and week before, and I think they're going to be in trouble. Just where I think they got Europe too early. I think the second season's always tough for any newly promoted team. Your first one is obviously hard, but your second one's I think it's harder than your first one. And with Europe as well, it's going to be too much. And like Spursy said, they looked shaky to back end of last season. And I was watching the Leeds Forest game. I was flipping. Well, I could see it, like split screen comes up on Opta Sports, something like that. It was showing you the Ipswich highlights at the same time, and it's every time it popped up, it just Ipswich dominating. So, is that Ipswich? That Ipswich played well, or is that Sunderland's shaky thing continuing?
Yeah, who knows? Like you say, it might be just that come up to the Premier League, give it all we've got, kind of in the first few games. Who knows? Okay, we're gonna have to move on to it, aren't we? We're gonna have to ripping the plaster off the arm. The fourth game on Saturday was Nottingham Forest against Leeds United. Now, we're not going to talk about the cup just yet. We're going to talk about the Premier League game and the actual Premier League game. I was out all weekend, so it was my daughter's birthday last weekend. I was out all weekend. I didn't watch the match, but later on that night when I got home, I did watch the highlights. And I think you and me both spoke about it, Birchie. I feel as though Saturday's game was very even. It was a lot. I mean, it was a lot more even than Tuesday night's game. Tuesday night's game that we've just had. But I felt as though we were very evenly matched, and had it not been for the free kick and the silly mistake, it would have probably ended 0-0.
I agree with that. Actually, we spoke about it. They were 0-0 up until the 88th minute. I thought it was entertaining as well. They weren't like it was boring 0-0. I managed to watch the full game, and it was end to end. I mean, your attack, our attack. It were so entertaining. I mean, if a neutral were watching that game, it wouldn't have cared who won.
No.
Like I said, the free kick was a silly free kick to get away, especially when you're on the back foot at that moment in time. And I think your keeper should have done better. I think it's poor he beat it most like that.
Yeah.
So he could say if keeper does better, it'd probably finish 0-0 anyway. I think it was just a bit of a slip for your keeper, bit of a lapse, could I say, and he just happened to punch it in his own net. So I think I said Thiago's 0-0 had been a draw had been perfect for both of us. But as like I said, Thiago, I could see one of us nicking that at some point in that game. I could feel someone nicking it, and luckily for me, it happened to be Leeds. So
yeah. And going off that Saturday game, I mean, like you say, we were both very end to end. It was really, really solid gameplay from both of us, and we both looked like Premier League teams. We both looked like solid teams. Which, absolutely buzzing about. And to be fair, we lost 1-0, but I wasn't that bad about it. I didn't feel that too bad about it based on the performance of the game, and that's how I look at it with Forest is, we're not going to win every game. We're not going to lose every game, hopefully. As long as we go out there and we perform and show potential and show the way that we're going forward, brilliant. But then we come on to Tuesday's game. Now, obviously, anybody that was in our WhatsApp chat late on Tuesday night would have heard rants, my rant particularly. Slight drunken rant, I'll put it. But the point I was trying to get across was nice and simple. Yeah, Forest were absolutely terrible. We showed up for 15 minutes and then we were absolutely diabolical. Yeah, terrible. But looking at the Saturday match compared to the Tuesday match, I felt that Leeds could have capitalised a lot more on it. I know you scored 2. I mean, contentious second goal, but it's a goal, whatever it is. I felt as though Leeds could have capitalised better on that. I genuinely thought that Leeds actually were still a bit lackluster. I use the term mediocre. I think that's a bit harsh because Leeds are a good team and quality players, and you had quality players playing on Tuesday night. But I wasn't wowed by the performance. Forest were absolutely dog shit. Simple as. Terrible. Shouldn't have even been there. Should have not bothered turning up. But I just felt as though Leeds didn't give that extra. Not that they needed to, you were 2-0 up, but 1-0 up, whatever it was. I just felt as though there was nothing wow coming from Leeds afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, I understand where you're coming from. Like, the chances we had throughout that game. I mean, the same again, it went to end. Another game that went to end. I said to you at half. I think I messaged you at half time and said, "This is entertaining. No, this draw at half time. Quite entertaining to watch."
Yeah, it was.
I mean, chance we could have scored. You could have scored a few as well in the same time. I mean, the one that comes to mind, I think, which probably kept us in that game, and it was Joe Rodon's tackle when it was 1-goal. I mean, if he didn't make that tackle, we 1-0 down at that, but could be 1-0 down at that point. That made a completely different story. And then, I mean, Trafford pulled off some 2 or 3 incredible saves.
That's what I was going to say. I think for Leeds United this season, a massive, massive impact and a massive, massive help for you guys will be Trafford. Because I watched him on Tuesday and I saw the highlights on Saturday. And frankly, I think that I'm still scratching my head now as to understand why Pickford gets picked over him in the England squad. I really do. I think he is absolute class. And what a signing for Leeds United. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, the thing for me is last season when we had a tackle like that were made or a save were made for us, we never capitalised on it. And I think that's why I was excited with it, because we capitalised, ended up getting a couple of goals and won the game. Usually last season, we wouldn't have won that game. No. We'd have probably finished 0-0 or we'd have conceded one late on after making a few good saves. So this season, we managed to turn the saves and then the attacks done the job afterwards. So that's why it's a positive. I mean, I said to you, I'm not too fussed about cups because I don't. The reason I don't like cups is because I don't think I have a chance of winning them. And I gave up a long time at Leeds winning a cup. So I just rather not be in them. I mean, if they get to the semi-final or final, of course I'm going to be interested. I'm going to want them to win it then. I'm going to be excited to win it. I'll be disappointed when we don't. So, but I think the cups at this time, it's just like a way to play your best of your player. That's how managers see it. Oh, we'll just play people not playing. So you don't take them seriously. So I just think, but I agree with what the commentator was saying during that match. They turned around and said, this is probably, when it was still 0-0, So this cup is probably the best chance Forest or Leeds have a chance of winning one. So in that sense, I think the Carabao Cup's the easiest one to win.
Yeah.
It's still tough, but it's going to be easiest choice to win. So we put up a cup run together, you know. I'll take winning Carabao Cup. I know it's only the smaller of the two, but trophy's a trophy, and we haven't won a cup.
Mate. Yeah, a cup's a cup at the end of the day. It is what it is.
Yeah.
As a neutral, then Spursy, what's your opinions on Forest and Leeds?
Well, it makes me slightly question, are Leeds the real deal? For one, comes up as a thing. I had them top half. I think I had them ninth as my final position. But the other things, is the City ground losing its allure? Back-to-back losses. I've seen Bez put in his comment that's not been read out yet.
Yeah,
that are Forest in a relegation battle?
I will read it out in a second.
It feels like that needs acknowledging, but does it show that Forest are going to be in a little bit of trouble? Their home form is so important to them that if they lose the home form, it's kind of like Sunderland. It's been a fortress the last couple of years. If you lose sort of the City ground, I know the fans are still going to create a great atmosphere there. But if the results aren't coming, I know it's discussed in the group chat, 8 games, the old Ange number thrown around. We're currently 0-2. I mean, fixture-wise, you should be able to get a win in there. But if you don't, we'll see what Mr. Marinakis does.
Yeah, I mean, the argument that myself and Bushy were having, I'm going to come to the comments very, very shortly, but the arguments that me and Bushy were having, he was actually backing Forest. It was me that made the comment about the eight and out, basically. Marinakis has set the precedence with Ange Postecoglou. Yes, okay, he was a shit manager. It was terrible to have him there as the manager. It was a rush decision, but he set a precedence with eight and out. Yeah, you can't then give a different approach to a different manager. They're all managers, and they're all valid managers to be Premier League managers. Let's see what Ange did for Liverpool. Not Liverpool, sorry, Spurs. It's they're all valid managers. And my analogy was, imagine you're up in HR and you and another person do exactly the same role and perform exactly the same, and you get sacked after 6 weeks, yeah, and they get sacked after 8 weeks. It's unfair. So the precedence has been set as 8 and out, yeah, and that's why I'm sticking to, if Glasner does not get a win in 8 games, he should go. And that's why I'm sticking to that. Do I back Glasner all day long? Do I think he is a class manager all day long? Do I think he's a better manager than Ange Postecoglou all day long? The difference is Glasner has had pre-season and he's had a choice on what players are bought in and what players are released. Ange didn't get that. Mm-hmm. So for Glasner to be in that position, he's got to prove that he backs his team and he backs those decisions that he's made. Yeah. So he's got to be made responsible for them. And if he doesn't do that within this gospel 8, then I'm sorry, you're another one that's got to go. I mean, it's terrible for Forest to lose another manager. There's no consistency. Blah, 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 blah. People work on routine. But at the end of the day, the aim of the Premier League is to make points and win points so you can climb the table and finish as high as possible to get more money, to get the more promotion for the club and to get better players in the following season. If as a manager, you are put in charge to do that and you don't perform, whether it be short-term or long-term, sorry, you got to go. Do I want to see him go? No. I think Glasner, whole season, I think Bruin, he'll bring us good. But we're game week 2. It's not, it's not fucking...
I mean, like I said, watching the league, I mean, get rid of the cup because we had all change anyway. I mean, we started off with a different team, both of us anyway. So that's, but watching the actual league game, I mean, at 0-0, Glasner made some substitutions. I mean, I think he brought Wood on and a couple. I think he made three straight swap. He made, I think he did.
Yeah.
And straight away they combined and Wood nearly scored.
Yeah.
Wood put it wide. If Wood scores that, that's
Different game, isn't it? Yeah.
His tactics worked.
Yeah.
What he planned to do, bung him on so that it worked. He just would happen to miss it. So, if that had gone in, it'd have been a tactical genius at that moment in time. So he read the game well and made the change he needed at the time. It just, unfortunately, one of them games where a couple of good saves and that one missed. So,
but in answer to Dave Bez, obviously I know it's clickbait. I know that's what he's trying to draw out of us and draw out of me. It is only one game week. And to be perfectly honest, yes, okay, it was a loss 1-0 against Leeds. Leeds are a class team. They're a good, solid team. They're a resident Premier League team. Man United lost 2 goals to newly promoted Hull. Sunderland lost 2-1 to newly promoted Ipswich. Yeah? These are teams that are losing to newly promoted teams, yet because we lose 1-0 to Leeds at home and then obviously lose again in the cup, all panic sets in. And because of the precedence of what Marinakis is and what the club is and so on and so forth, everybody just jumps on that bandwagon. I put a TikTok out straight after that game on Tuesday. I put a TikTok out. And I got home and it got about 200 odd views on it. I thought, oh, it's just going to be one of them. Forget about it. It's just going to be one of them dud TikToks that I did. Nobody's going to comment on it. Woke up next morning, didn't check my phone for whatever reason, came to work, busy at work, drove off to Darlington, did a delivery to Darlington. As I'm coming back, my lad's driving. I thought, I'll jump on TikTok, see what's happening. I went on my TikTok and there was 6,500 views in like 12 hours or something on that TikTok. And my Lord, do you know what? The Leeds fans were sending me like really nice comments, really lovely comments, putting comments in the post. They were even sending me direct messages. Okay, some of them were taking the piss. I would like to play you every week, blah, 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 blah. It was the Forest fans that were coming at me. And it was like, why are you coming at me? And what have I done? All I've said jokingly is, didn't want the cup anyway. You know what I mean? It's a very, very weird situation. And I think that's going off at a lot of clubs. Tottenham had it. You had it at the back end of last season where, everybody was panicking. Oh, we're gonna get relegated, or we're not gonna do this. Luckily for you, the manager that you've got now, and obviously the board of directors and everything, they've gone, do you know what? Load of money, we need to spend it. We need to really boost this team. We need to change the squad. We need to do a rebuild. We've got the financial backing to do it. Let's do it in one hit. Let's do it. They've got to hope that pays off, and it's going to take a bit of time to pay off as we come on to the next score there of Brentford 3, Tottenham Hotspur 0. It's going to take time to do that, but everybody panics about it. The own fans panic about it. Guys, chill out. It's football. Yeah? Take a step back a second, calm down. We're one game in. One game. It means nothing. Yeah? We've got more players to exchange clubs yet. We've got time. Just take a chill pill. As long as we're learning from our mistakes. Talking of mistakes, Spurs 3, Tottenham Hotspur 0.
Now, I was the closest to getting this right.
Hold on, before you say anything, are Man United, Forest, and Tottenham going to score any goals in this first half of the season or not?
I mean, if we go based off of how the cup went, then we've got a half chance with Savio. He was terrible with Savinho, but Savio, when he was in La Liga, has actually looked good against Charlton. But it is Charlton. I'm not getting carried away. So don't worry about that. But I was the closest one with this result. I was the only person who said Spurs weren't winning. I just didn't go far enough. I went with it being a draw against Brentford. Brentford looked great. I'm just going to start off with that. Brentford absolutely took it to us. The midfield from Spurs, it was Tonali, Gallagher, and Bergvall. I remember when you were talking about wanting Bergvall, Phil.
Yeah, I only want Bergvall. My
I will
daughter's
take
got a
that
soft spot.
Bergvall trade. I'll take that Bergvall plus money for Gibbs White trade. Absolutely at this point. Because he looked disinterested. Like, for the second goal, you were going into a 50-50 and he's decided to try and ball roll someone. There's a lot wrong with that second goal. Senesi needs to be tighter to the man. You know, people are pointing it on the keeper, which I think is a little bit harsh on Kinski. He does make the save. Yes, could he have parried it anywhere else? Potentially, but he's got something on it and kept out the net initially from what was quite a powerful shot. But it was just poor. And the thing is, I think a lot of this, you know, we've got a complete overhaul of our midfield pretty much. It's going to take time to gel. Mateus Fernandez is going to step in there. He wasn't someone who started that game. Mikey Moore, I mean, he had our only shots really on target of the game. So it's nice to see the youth getting some promotion, but we need the players to gel. Archie Gray, great player, not a natural right back. Porro coming back in. Hopefully things look a little bit more natural. So I'm going to say it's a give it time situation, but it's not time to panic. We've seen United get slapped on the opening day by Brentford and they got top 4. That's what I said straight after that game. Going, I'm looking for positives, lads. I'm looking for any positive. United screwed up and got top 4 that year.
One thing I have noticed, like with everybody talking about the games over the weekend, and I'm looking at some of those results. I mean, Forest have had a lot of heat over this weekend. I just feel as though we've had a heck of a lot of heat thrown at us, whether it be, you know, the game at the weekend, whether it be the game on Tuesday, whether it be this Liam Delap signing, whatever it might be. Forest seem to have got a lot of heat early on this season so far. We've had a lot of heat, and it was a 1-0 victory to Leeds. You know, it's not, you know, it's nothing to shout home about. I mean, I blew it up with the whole City and Man United thing, and you know, but again, I've not seen much on that. And then you go and lose. Bearing in mind, you spent how much in the summer?
Net spend's now somewhere in the 190 range, I think.
Yeah.
But that's if we spend the money on Marmouche alone.
And you lose 3-0 to Brentford.
Yeah. Good team, Brentford.
But nobody says anything. Nobody goes balls deep in at Spurs and go, oh, Spurs will be in a relegation battle.
Well, they do, because we finished 17th in back-to-back years. You know, expectations set high by the spending, but stuff doesn't just change like that. Whether it's mentality, whether it's intensity, things will come in time, but it's, you know, everyone set their expectations a little bit too high just because they saw an amount of money get spent.
Yeah, I get it. But it's early days, isn't it? Like we've been saying, it's early days.
Yeah.
Right, before we jump on them Sunday and Monday, we've had loads of comments, and we've got nearly 400 viewers at the minute. So thank you very much for viewing in and watching us live. Hopefully, keep those comments coming in. It helps us with the show. Real Phil Smith, going back to my little song, wasn't a good song, Phil. Laughing at what Bez says. Jake RUFC, funny that Starch scored, thought he was the worst player on the pitch. What's your answers to that, Birchie?
I don't think he had his best game, but that's a good thing about Stark. Them free kicks, you know, he seems to know how to hit them. So, like I said, it was just right play. I mean, poor goalkeeping, but if he sit on pitch, plays poorly and scores a free kick, you know, it's a good game, isn't it, really? He still scored, so, you know.
Yeah. I kind of get it. Dave Bez, backing everything up. James Trafford should be England's number 1. I said it a couple of years ago. Yeah, absolutely. My main man, my boy, Johnny Talks is in. Fuck Leeds. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Fuck him. Yeah, bollocks to him. Bob Dude's on. Good evening, lads. From the Amex Stadium, halftime here. Brighton 3, Tromsø 0. Superb first half. How are you lads doing? We're doing absolutely fine, Bob Dude. And it's great to hear that Brighton going off to a flying start there. You've seen Forest looking at the right back Manaz from Palace. Glasner looking for a reunion. Yes, lots of talks about still the transfers for Forest. There's a rumor about a £70 million bid gone in for Thiago. So we'll have 2 Igors up front there. There is obviously the talk of Munoz. There was early talks of Jean-Philippe Mateta, but I believe Villa have stepped in now and said that they wouldn't mind him. It's going to be a very interesting transfer window. I think KB Terrace Talk will be doing a live final day of the transfer market. So we'll do a live transfer channel for anything that's happening, lastminute.com for the transfers. So please stay tuned for that to be advertised. Bob Dude, again, by the time comment is read out, I'll be off. Haha, second half starts shortly. Sorry, Bob Dude. Deep in conversation about the 3 best teams in the Premier League. That is Nottingham Forest, Leeds United, and Tottenham Hotspur. Dave Bears, yeah, but Tottenham and Man United have never been relegated from the Prem, so it's highly unlikely they will go down. Forest only been in the Prem like 3 or 4 years, yeah, and Leeds have been in less. So let's swings and roundabouts, mate, swings and roundabouts. John Sullivan is in. Evening, John. Hope you are well. Toon are in real trouble. Yeah, I think a few of us have commented about Newcastle.
I mean,
one or two that they might get relegated.
I know. I never seen someone celebrate a draw very happy, like they've done something good, like because you still bottled it and lost it last minute, didn't you? Or do it last minute, so you're still in trouble because you should have won the game.
I mean that's a little harsh, Fucking Liverpool giving 6 extra minutes for what exactly? I don't quite know, and then getting a penalty. I mean, it helped my FPL, so I'm not going to moan about it, but getting a penalty in the 90 plus whatever it was. Come on. I think it's more Newcastle. Yes, they did bottle it. They shouldn't have allowed that penalty to happen. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. At least Newcastle got a draw. That's all I'm saying. At least they got 8 points. It's better than nothing. Arthur Bushby 4182. We are Leeds, so we've got another a fellow Leeds fan in. Great to have you on, mate. Thank you for your comments. Can we play you Saturday, Forest again? No, you can fuck off. 3 points, cup win for mighty Leeds. You're clutching at straws there, mate. You're clutching at straws at that one. Danny Welbeck scored for Chelsea. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to come on to that one very shortly on the Monday match. John Sullivan, can't see Forest getting Delap and Jackson, Phil. Well, we've already got Delap. We're putting a £70 million bid for Thiago. Jackson is on our radar, but I don't think
Jackson's practically confirmed at Villa to replace Watkins.
So it's fine. We do need a striker. Absolutely, we'll see. Delap, I'm on the fence about Delap. I think he's a good player. I think he's had good seasons. I think he was just completely outplayed, and the hamstring injury didn't help him with Chelsea. So as far as I'm concerned, I think for Forest and the way that Glasner wants to play and the way that Glasner wants to put the team forward, Delap fits in perfectly. And John, I don't think it was a pen. Wank ref.
Yeah, I agree. To be fair, one a pen. And speaking of Chelsea, we just scored against Luton.
That was the Welbeck comment.
Oh, right. Okay.
Welbeck comment, yeah.
Okay, so moving on to Sunday, we've got to fly through these. We've spent quite a lot of time on this. Brighton and Hove Albion 4, Aston Villa 0. Did anybody see that one coming?
I had Brighton win. I had them at 2-0.
Yeah,
I had 2-1.
Yeah, I think I had 2-1 as well. Did anyone see Unai Emery's interview after the match?
I did not.
I didn't see it.
So he was asked about Ollie Watkins not being there, and he just basically went, "You'd have to ask Ollie about that." Just literally like, I don't give a fuck about Ollie Watkins. We've just lost 4. You can't. It was almost like no player is bigger than me as a manager, if you know what I mean. And it just oozed problems for Aston Villa, and I think those problems are going to continue this season.
Yeah, I mean, I said when I prediction last week when I picked Brighton to win, I said I've seen Villa having a bit of a slump this season. I mean, I still think they'll finish high up, but I just don't think they're going to be the same team they were last season. And, they got, to be fair, Brighton were a complete better team, absolutely played them off park. Should have been more in second half as well. So, we're lucky it finished 4-0, to be fair, for Villa.
Yeah, absolutely. And Brighton performing very well. Obviously, the winning tonight so far at the Amex. Great score against Villa. They're in Europe next season. Yeah, it's great news for Brighton. Do we think that great news is going to continue, or do we just think it's Brighton getting the better of teams that have got more pressure on them?
The one thing I will say is I noticed quite a few with Brighton over recent years. They've always, like the first 15 games, they seem to get enough points to stay up, and then that's when they seem to not pick up as many, They get a whole number in the first 15 games and they slow down a bit and then build up at the end of the season and they build back up again. So we'll see if Brighton can hold off past that. But yeah, I've noticed that with them. They get the 30 points and then they slow down a bit and they speed back up again at the end of the season. So we'll see if they can continue that. But I think the might be the same again. And with Europe as well, it might just be a bit too much. But we'll see. There's always a chance they could do it. I mean, they might play on Europe and go again. Get Europe again. You never know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think John said it right there. Didn't Brighton have a really good start last year? I'm sure they were fourth for quite a while. Yeah, I think right. I think they were. So good start to the season. Let's hope they can continue it. Brighton are one of those. Bushy thinks that Brighton shouldn't be in the Premier League. They're not a Premier League team. When he chats shit about fucking other teams, thinks Man United are the best. But they seem to be proving themselves so far. We will see where it goes. Then we had Man City scraping a victory over Bournemouth. Very, very. I mean, Bournemouth went 1-0 up, didn't they? And then, it took quite a bit for City to actually get moving in that one. In terms of City, obviously, all's to be told over the next few games anyway. But City seem to have lost quite a few players. Good player in Rodri. Obviously, there's lots of rumours about different players, this, that, and the other. Do we think Man City, and obviously the manager as well, do we think that Man City are going to struggle this season? I know you do, Spursy. You've got
I really do.
In seventh, and I know Bushy does, but he will do because he doesn't like Man City. What's your thoughts, Birchie, on Man City this season?
Yeah, I watched that game. I did say at the start, I said I don't think they'll still finish high up, but I had them to finish below Man United. But watching that game, Bournemouth were the better team. I mean, City looked all over the place. I think all commentators were saying, even pundits saying that Bournemouth, the better team lost basically, and then Pep 2.0 come out and said afterwards, the best team won, which I think he was just trying to kid himself, really. Just trying to take edge off it. But if that's how Man City is going to play this season, then they aren't winning this league. I know they've scraped the win, so they've still got the 3 points, but against a bit of it, come against a Brighton, how they're playing, they'd be in trouble. Come against an Arsenal, Villa, I don't think City's going to win them games.
Yeah, no, absolutely. A few comments coming in. Calamar UFC. Phil, who lost to Leeds? Mate, we've just had a 20-minute conversation about Forest and Leeds. You're a bit late to the show. A little bit like Rotherham, late to just about everything. Who lost, Phil? Come on. Mate, if you don't know who lost that game when it's right there in front of you, you're a little bit deluded, kid, yeah? Listen, come at me when Rotherham are in the same league as Forest, yeah? Come at me then. Otherwise, fuck off. Dave Bears, Man City manager worries me. He struggled at Chelsea, so what makes anyone think that he will do well at City, who are a similar team? Yeah, he just looks the same, don't they? He just look the same. 2.9. I kind of agree with you. I don't think they're going to fall that low, but I think maybe a fourth for Man City this season. I think they're going to struggle. And I think it's going to be a mistake I think Haaland's golden locks were his good fortune. I think having a shaved head is like kryptonite, and he's just gonna bottle it. And everybody with him on their FPL is gonna start crying. And I give it by game week 6, you guys will be talking on FPL about thinking of getting rid of Haaland and bringing in some better quality striker.
I've said this before. I guarantee I'll get rid of him and score an hat-trick same day. So I'm stuck with him now for the season, I think.
A few more comments. John Sullivan, Man City should be all right. Don't think they win, though. No, they won't win. The league he's meaning on that one. I do, pal. Forest lost. No shit. Tell you what, considering you're from, well, no, you are from Yorkshire. It's like Yorkshire way, isn't it, Rotherham? Yeah, bit slow. You are going down, so you're going down. You are going down, so you're going down. Is that a song? I don't quite know.
Potentially a chant, maybe.
Maybe it's that extra toe that he's got. It's giving him some extra blood rushing around his body or something, giving him some energy. Forest to lose versus Liverpool. Say what you want. You're going to lose. You're not going to get 100 points like Bushy thinks you're going to get. Fucking hell, Jesus Christ. Rotherham United, who the fuck are they? Would make my day. Why don't you concentrate on your own team? Your own team's shit performances with your shit manager and your shit owner. Just concentrate on them, mate. Don't need to come at me. Same old weak Forest losing. And same old Rotherham boring. Final few games. Newcastle 2, Liverpool 2. See, proper teams. Newcastle, Liverpool, Leeds, Forest. Not see Rotherham amongst that, would you? Newcastle 2, Liverpool 2. As we said, bit of a scrappy ending to that game. Did Newcastle bottle it? Were Liverpool lucky? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see on that front. And then the final game, which happened on Monday, really good game actually. Lots of goals involved in that, but Chelsea managed to get the job done, get it all sorted, and it finished Fulham 2, Chelsea 3. Wow, Pedro there showing what he's made of, getting a goal and an assist. Cole Palmer getting an assist on that as well, which was nice for him. Do we think this is a sign of things to come for Chelsea?
I think. Well, I think we're back to way they should be playing, Chelsea. I mean, they still looked a bit sloppy defensive wise, but if you score more than you concede, then you're still onto a bonus, aren't you? But I think attacking wise, they look dangerous. Defensive wise, still look a bit shaky. So we'll see if they can sort that out in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the thing was, some of them goals were purely on Sanchez. So then bringing in Martinez is a snap reaction to that straight away. And with them actually having a competent goalkeeper between the sticks, they can absolutely kick on.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see where it lies with Chelsea. Last few comments before we move on to this week's games. Callum's still talking waffle. Of course, he supports Man United as well. It's like he wants to be Bushy. It's like
that is a Bushy clone right there.
It's such a Bushy thing right there. I would not be surprised if that is actually Bushy and Calamar UFC is not actually Calamar UFC and he is actually King Bush. John, why has Prem talk become about Rotherham? Because they're shit. We're going to talk about someone who's shit. 2 wins in a week. LA. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm going to go down to I'm going to come back to some of the other comments. I'm going to go down to the real Phil Smith's comment here of, did you know that Nigel Clough was a sex offender? 2 things to answer to that one. He only became a sex offender when he went over to Derby, which I'm not fucking surprised. They're all sex offenders over there. And did you know that Jimmy Savile and Leeds United, they've got something going off, haven't they? Or they did have, at least. You know. So...
did you know that Jimmy Savile was actually a Leeds United fan, though?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I don't understand why everyone says about him. We have it all the time at our games, or Jimmy Savile's one of your own, but he's actually a Leeds fan. I don't know where it comes from. I have no idea on that one.
It was shouted at the Forest game on Tuesday. So come at me with you. Nigel Clough was a sex offender, whatever, mate. Just leave me alone. Leave me alone. Callum, apparently Callum could beat Forest with his eyes shut. I'd like to see you try, mate.
York, so
what else we got? Come and support a proper team. What, like Rotherham, really? Now you are talking delusional. Even Notts County didn't lose. No, but it was against Luton Town, for God's sake. You know, if you happen to lose against Luton Town, that's real bad times. That's proper bad times. Shouting about you pies. Lots of comments coming in. John, it's called banter. Did you know Oliver Glasner is a sex offender? Oh, right, okay. No, but it's that fucking snooker player. He's been jailed, or he's going about to be jailed for being a sex offender, apparently, which was a new one to me. Can I use your shirt, Phil, to wipe my ass? No, you're all right, mate. Get some toilet paper. That's what you're supposed to use. Weird.
So we've nearly made it through the games.
Thanks for watching. So we've gone through those games. Let's jump straight onto this week. I'm going to change the cameras back around to where they should be. I'm going to get rid of that there, and we are going to look at this week's games. We've got to fly through these and see where we get. So kickoff is at 8 o'clock on Friday night, and that first game is Crystal Palace at home to Manchester City. And then the first game on Saturday morning, which is at 12:30, is Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest. To get through this nice and quick, boys, we need your predictions. Anybody in the comments want to throw their predictions in? Let's keep the comments to predictions now. It just makes things much easier to get through. So we've got Crystal Palace versus Manchester City and Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest. The times and days are going across the bottom for anybody that is a bit unsure about when those games are being played. So, as everybody knows, we have got a mini predictions league going off week in, week out. And I want to know what the boys are locking in for today. So, Spursy, if you can give me your two results, please. Crystal Palace versus Manchester City and Liverpool versus Forest.
Two teams I don't look favourably on in the Palace City game. I think they're going to split. I think we're going to have Palace getting a hard-earned point, and Maresca's going to continue to look clueless. Wow. And I've got Liverpool edging out against Forest 1-0.
Of course you have. Okay. Can we have some sensible? I mean, your Man United scores nice and sensible there, but your Man City score there. Birchie, what have you gone for Crystal Palace versus Man City and Liverpool versus Forest?
I've gone for, I think Palace is still going to struggle for me. So I've gone, even though City are not going to be the same team, I've gone for an easy one for that. I've gone for 2-0 on that one, City to win that. I just think they're going to edge best of crap teams, basically. And unfortunately, I've got Liverpool to nick it as well. I've got Forest to score first, but Liverpool to win it 2-1.
At least Forest are scoring, mate. At least Forest are scoring. That is the main thing, unless we're going to get onto that score sheet. Okay, so my predictions are, I'm backing with what you're saying there, Birchie. I've gone Crystal Palace 0, Manchester City 2. And then for the Saturday game, I've gone Forest are going to come out and prove to everybody what we are actually made of. We've done it to Liverpool at their ground several times. This time I'm going for Liverpool 1, Nottingham Forest 3. So I'm going for 1 Forest over Liverpool on that one. Some of the scores that are coming in, lots of comments, but let's keep it to scores, please. We've got Palace 0, City 2 for John Sullivan as well, and he's going Liverpool 2, Nottingham Forest 1 on that score. I've got Talk Fan TV talking about the Bournemouth game, which is 3-1. He's going with for Bournemouth. Lots of comments. Calamar UFC 3-1 to Liverpool. Get fucked Forest. Why so angry?
Got a bit bushy that.
You bring it out of him, Phil.
Why so angry? What is it with these people and anger towards Forest? What have we done? I don't get what we've done to upset.
I don't know if it's about Forest or if it's just about you at this point.
Maybe it is about me. Do you know what, Callum? In the words of Mark Pitsmore, Al, thanks for watching, mate. Thanks for still watching me. 384 watchers tonight, which is absolutely fantastic. So that is the Friday game and the first game on Saturday. Let's move on to two of the Saturday games. The Saturday games look like this. I apologize while I move things around. So the Saturday games start with at 3 o'clock, should I say, for Saturday. It's Bournemouth versus Everton and Coventry City versus Hull City. I'll go straight back to you, please, Spursy. What are your predictions for these games? And let's get those locked in.
I had this going both ways at different points. I've gone with Bournemouth 2-1. I think they are going to hold on. They played well against City. Everton played well as well, but how much of that was the opposition? I'm going to go 2-1. And then Coventry, I've got winning 3-1. I think Hull rose to the occasion first game. But against similar opposition, it's going to be one of those where I think they're going to drop points.
Fabulous. Two good choices there, Spursy. Good choices there. Birchie, what have you gone for on those two games, please?
I couldn't separate either of these teams. I mean, Bournemouth played well against Man City, but Everton looked a good team as well. So I've gone for 1-1 in that one. I think it's going to be a split down the middle. And Coventry Hull, I think if Coventry need to win these games, I mean, you've got to beat these teams around you when you're in that position. So they need to beat Hull, just come up. But I've gone for 2-2. I just can't see either one of these winning. I don't know where it's going to go. I could be wrong. I just can't see it. I've gone 2-2.
2-2. So two draws there. So I've gone with an Everton win. I've gone for Bournemouth 1, Everton 2. And I think Coventry are going to do it. And I've gone with Coventry 2, Hull City 0 on that one. A few more comments, sticking to the score ones. Bournemouth 2, Everton 2 for John Sullivan. And he's going Coventry 2, Hull City 0. So similar to myself there. Callum RUFC, Hull City 2, Coventry 1. And also commenting on my hair. It looks like fix your hair, Phil, look like Nigel Clough. Fix your face, Callum, you look like a cunt. Moving on to the next games, which are the final the Saturday 5:30 game and the Sunday first 2 p.m. game. They are Tottenham Hotspur versus Newcastle United, and then the Sunday 2 o'clock game is Chelsea versus Brighton and Hove Albion. As it's a Spursy thing. Let's start with yourself. Tottenham versus Newcastle, Chelsea versus Brighton, please, mate.
Just so John's really happy with what I say in a second, I'm going to predict 3-1 Tonali hat-trick. 3-1's the scoreline I'm predicting. I'm going to predict a bounce back from Spurs. Tonali hat-trick would be beautiful, but I don't see him scoring at all. And then the Chelsea game, I'm going 2-2 Chelsea-Brighton. Chelsea are a good team. They played well. Brighton, I think, you get a slight reality check compared to, the high-flying week one. I think it's just because Villa are now in a very bad place more than anything else. They'll be fine throughout the season. Just Villa, I worry for them. They should be bottom half. If they play the way they've been playing, bottom half, I mean. So 3-1 Spurs and 2-2 in the other game.
Lovely, mate. Lovely. Birchie.
Well, I predicted Newcastle go down, so I've got to stick to it, Anna. I mean, I can't go back on it now. Sorry, John, but if I start picking them to win, I'm going to look like I'm going back on what I've said. So, and plus I think Tottenham are going to be a different team. So I've gone for a comfortable 2-0 for Tottenham. 2-0 win. And as for Chelsea and Brighton, I think Chelsea are a different team. Yeah, Brighton were brilliant first game, but at home, I think Chelsea are going to win this. I've gone for a close game, 2-1 Chelsea.
2-1 Chelsea. Okay. So I've gone with both of these games as being a 3-1 score. what way round I go with that, who knows? But I've gone with Tottenham Hotspur 3, Newcastle United 1. I think Spurs are going to come out fighting in this game. And I think it's going to be a simple win in the end for them. And based purely on how Brighton are playing at the minute, I've gone for Chelsea 1, Brighton 3. Just the way that Brighton are playing at the minute, I just feel as though Chelsea, yes, they're a good team. They're a different team to what they were. But I just think Brighton are going to get the edge. And I think Brighton are going to do it. And I think they're going to teach them a lesson, as per se. Sorry, John. Yes, right, Phil. I did admire you. Now I question life. Sorry about that, John. But that's my thought process. I just don't think Newcastle are going to do much this season, to be totally honest. John's gone with Spurs 1, Toon 3, back in his team. That's what I like to see. And Chelsea 1, Seagulls 2. Lots of insults coming in from Callum towards me. Couldn't care less, mate. Listen, I'm going to put that one up because factually that one is correct. Because a man that says that he's not is a fucking liar. So
has a very busy girlfriend.
Correct. You are a very busy girlfriend.
If they are not that, they have a very busy girlfriend.
Absolutely. Callum, listen, mate, thank you for watching. Thank you for continued support. Thank you for your input this evening. Despite what it might be coming across as. 389 viewers tonight, so must be doing something right, eh, boys? Must be doing something right. There are those predictions for those games. Then we're going to move on to the other Sunday games, the 2 p.m. one of Leeds United versus Brentford and the Sunderland-Fulham game. Let's swap that around there. So Leeds United at home against Brentford. A good Brentford team, and then Sunderland at home to Fulham. Bertie, I'm going to come straight to you on this one as it's a Leeds United there. Where are we going with this Leeds United-Brentford game, mate?
Well, Brentford look good against Spurs, a different team, and they're our bogey team and all. They always seem to do it. I don't know why they just do. But I'm confident this year. At home, I think it's going to be Fortress once again. So I'll go on for a win. 2-1. 2-1 win. Close game. And Sunderland, Fulham. John will like this one. I've got Sunderland to lose. I've got 2-0 Fulham.
2-0 Fulham. Wow, that's interesting. Spursy.
So I know Brentford turned Spurs over. And it's not I'm bitter about that or anything. Ellen Road is, correct me if I'm wrong, you lost maybe 3-4 games there last year, was it, Birchie?
Yeah.
So home advantage big for that game. I've gone 2-1 Leeds. And then in the other game, Sunderland, bit of a fortress, normally Stadium of Light. I still think they're going to struggle. Fulham looked okay. I think they're going to hang in there, get a point, 1-1.
Okay. So you would think that off the scores of last week and the kicking out of the cup, I'd probably go a bit nicer on Brentford with this one. But I've actually gone for a 2-2 draw for that game, Leeds versus Brentford. Leeds have got the home advantage. They've got a lot of backing at the minute, obviously, with the players that they've got, the team that they've got. Great goalkeeper in Trafford, coming off the bounce of 2 wins against Forest this week. I think Leeds are going to be on fire, but just based on the fact that Brentford are a solid fortress this season so far, I think it's going to be a tough game, a lot tougher than people think. So I've gone for a 2-2 draw on that one. And then in just as much fashion, I should be backing Sunderland a little bit more here, going off the fact that I think Fulham are going to get relegated this season. I have actually gone with a Sunderland 1-1 draw with Fulham this weekend to see how that one also pans out. John Sullivan's gone for a 2-0 victory for Leeds and a 1-0 victory to Fulham. That's purely because he can't draw himself to back Sunderland. And lots of comments from Callum and lots of retaliation. Listen, guys, he doesn't listen. So doesn't affect me. I'm really not bothered. More people watching, the merrier. But yeah, just leave him to it now. Leave him to
it. Chelsea.
Another goal for Chelsea, was that?
Yeah, Estevao. Can't remember his name.
Oh, Estevao,
that's the one.
Lovely. Right, and then on to the final games this weekend. It is the final Sunday match, and then the Monday, which is Bank Holiday Monday. Remember, guys. Remember, we've got an extra day this weekend, so we've got the final Sunday match of Manchester United versus Ipswich Town. That kickoff is 4:30 on Sunday. At Old Trafford, and then that's a long drive for poor Ipswich fans going back, isn't it? And then a kickoff on Monday at 8:00 for Aston Villa versus Arsenal. So where do we see these two games going, please, Spursy?
Well, you say it's a long journey back for the Ipswich fans. It's the same for Man United fans. They got to get back to London.
Back to China.
I think that's going to be... I'm going to stick with United on this. I think they will bounce back. I'm going 3-0. If they let me down here, then my expectations are going to be changing for the year. So I'm going 3-0 Man United, and I'm going for another 3-0 for Arsenal here. That's even going to be my joker. I do not have confidence in Villa. It seems like a fire sale's begun. You've got Watkins out the door. You've got Tielemans has left. Konsa's gone. Martinez is going. It's a fire sale, huge turnover, and that normally doesn't end well.
Yeah, no, we've got to agree with you, particularly on that Villa-Arsenal situation, that Villa situation and the Arsenal game. Birchie, what's your thoughts on these two, mate?
Yeah, I think, like I said, Villa's going to be in a bit of trouble. I think Arsenal look good. I expect them to have a straightforward and a clean sheet as well. I've gone 2-0 Arsenal on that one. As for the Man U Ipswich, I'm assuming Man U's going to bounce back, or is it the crap teams are carrying losing to? But I noticed a lot last season when I backed Man United to win, they lost, and I quite enjoyed that. So I'm going to stick with that, I think, this year. I hope we get a few more losses. So I've gone for a comfortable Man U 3-1.
Comfortable Man U 3-1. Okay. Are you ready for this, boys? Are you ready for my honest and open prediction? So I'll start with the Villa-Arsenal game. I've kind of got to agree with everything that's happening at Villa. I think they're going to get a consolation goal at the weekend, but I've got Aston Villa 1, Arsenal 4. I think they're just going to absolutely run circles around them. There's no performance from Villa. There's no side. They've got no system. They've got no anything, really. Man United Ipswich. I'm sticking by my point, yeah? The bubble's going to burst at some point. I just don't want it to burst just yet for the excitement that I'm about to release. Man United do not like playing lower league teams. Full stop. They don't like doing it. They can put their best squad out. They can put the world-class, apparently, Cunha and Mbuemo and Šeško and Harry Maguire and Bruno Fernandes. They can throw them all at these teams and always fall up short. So for this weekend, it's going to be no different. For me, I'm going for a 3-1 victory, but I'm going for a 3-1 victory for Ipswich Town over Man United at Old Trafford. And if that comes in, oh my Lord.
I would demand Bushy appear on next week's show. I would demand not just that, I would demand a return of the all-black funeral garb he had on when freaking Carl was on last year after the Manchester derby. That's what I'm expecting if that happens.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So all of those predictions there are locked in. Any more predictions from anyone? I think John stuck a couple of predictions in. Man United 3-0 against Ipswich. and he's going with a 3-1 victory to Arsenal over Villa. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Fantastic show, guys. 383 people watching us right now. Lots of people in the comments, which we really super appreciate, whether it be Callum with his verbal diarrhea or John with his love of the tune and great input with his commentary on his predictions as well. So we are doing our own, just one final thing before we disappear. We are doing our very own predictions league. I can't get my words out. We have very own prediction league. And as part of that prediction league, each week we are going to flash that up on the screen so people know what we are doing and how everybody else is doing. So it appears in the top corner. At the minute, there's only 6 people within our predictions league, but that is currently how it sits. I know the time is probably just over the screen there, but we've got KB Terrace-style, which is King Bush. King Bush owns that one there. He's on 43 points. So last game, the first game, he got 43 points from his predictions. Closely followed, only 1 point behind, by a man who's pretty good, pretty consistent when it comes to predictions, and that is Birchie. And sat in third, not too far behind you, but quite a distance ahead of 4th, 5th, and 6th there. Is me, 39 points, which I'm really shocked about. I think the old Hull City gave me a bit of a boost, and the fact that Chelsea managed to get that win at the very end helped me out a little bit, I think. So gave me a few extra points on that one. So King Bush winning the predictions league so far after the first game week. Birchie second, myself third, followed by Spursy Luke with 33 points. And the voice of reason, that's our resident Rotherham fan, Pete. He's on 32 points. And I don't know what happened with our UFC, Ben. I don't know whether maybe he joined the team and then didn't put his predictions in time.
I was just looking at that. He either forgot to put them in or he failed miserably.
That is a miserable fail if that is the case. But yeah, so that's where we're up to on the predictions league. I'll flash that up every week, guys, just so that you can see how that predictions league is going. And it's a bit of fun, and it's a bit of enjoyment, and it's a bit of a laugh, basically. So that is coming to the end of our show now. It has been absolutely great to have you all on. It's been great to have you two boys on. Plug your show tomorrow, boys. Quick plug.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got FPL show live tomorrow at 7 p.m. I will be on. I don't know if you'll be on, Birchie.
No, unfortunately, I'm out tomorrow. I'm out all weekend until Monday, so I've got a long weekend ahead of me. So, unfortunately, I will not be on tomorrow. It'll be on your own, I'm afraid.
That's all right. I'm sure Ben will be around for some usual coverage.
I think,
but
Jason's on as well, I think.
Lovely. Look, the more the better for FPL, I'd say. But still waiting for the first time. It's going to be me and Birchie. That'll be sometime in the future.
Definitely.
We at least get to see us both on the Premier League show at the same time. But we'll be back giving you updates on our teams, on players that we recommend picking up. Obviously, this will be, unfortunately, after the deadline. So it'll be more reviewing where we are in terms of our teams in game week 2. What we're hoping is going to happen. Obviously, you've already heard from me tonight, but a lot of the others that will be on there will not be on this show currently. And, you know, what's popular at the moment? I've got a short that's going to be hopefully coming out soon that's going to be saying players that I agree that don't seem to be worth the hype, and then others that are being let go a bit too early that you're panicking on.
Yeah, absolutely. So please make sure that you are watching tomorrow night for the FPL show. The code for the KB Terrace-style League is at the bottom there. It's 8PMP5Z. So please make sure that you are joining in on that league and seeing if you can beat all the pundits that are on there. That is an open league for anybody to join throughout the season. Game week 2 going live tomorrow with Spursy Luke and lots of insight of where we're going with that. We have gone over time, so I apologize for that. Lots of talking, lots of things to cover from game week 1. We are going into game week 2 from tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And let's hope Forest can score at least 1 goal this week. Thanks for watching KB Terry's Talk. Don't forget, we've got lots of channels. We've got lots of streams coming this year, not just in the Premier League, but in the Championship, League One and League Two as well. But from me, Forest Phil, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all on the next stream.